This video is going to be how to field strip your Calico M-100 rifle or pistol. This isn't a full disassembly video, but it is going to show you how to take it apart for routine cleaning and maintenance. I have my punch right here. The only thing you're going to need this for is for taking out these pins right here, these roll pins. And they only come out one way. And also, just to help me out, I have my little punch hammer. Might not need it, but just in case, you might want to have that on the side. So first things first, let's go ahead and make sure the gun is clear. We'll take off the magazine and then we will check inside. Visually clear. First thing you want to do is make sure you are pushing it out from the right side. You're going to have two sides of these roll pins. You're going to have a side that kind of flares out like that, and then you are going to have this side that kind of has just a little bent over piece on the bottom or wherever on the pin. This is the side that you're going to start out at. If you try to push it out on the other side, it is not coming out. So let's see if I can get these out. Just pushing it. Let's go ahead. There we go. That came out pretty easy. I'm not pushing them all the way out. I'm just kind of starting them. That way it's easier for me to pull out from the other side. We'll just pull these out, set them aside. And they are the same size, so you can use them either or whole. Just make sure that you're pushing out from the proper side and be kind of careful when you open it up. It's going to hinge straight down. This right here is the hinge. It's going to come straight down, and it may or may not have the spring come out, the recoil spring. So my buffer came out, and then we can go ahead and pull the rest of this assembly out like so. Get my extractor, and that is pretty much field stripped and ready to clean. All this inside is empty, plenty of open space for you to wipe it down. Now that we have it apart, we can go ahead and clean the inside, and then we can clean our parts. This is your bolt and charging handle. You do not have to take this off. I don't recommend really tearing this down further past this, because anything you need to get to and clean is pretty much right there. You can get it easily with oil, aerosol can with oil, or just a nylon brush and wipes. We have our recoil spring / return spring right here. There's no real reason to break this down past this. It's captive, and I do not recommend taking that apart past that. It is really hard to get that spring back in. And then we have our ejector right here. It's just a little rod. We have a buffer right here. This also holds the ejector somewhat in place, as well as your recoil spring. But that's pretty much it. Everything you could want to clean and get to for routine maintenance is right there. All right, reassembling this, I laid it down so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. It's a little bit easier whenever it's kind of standing up, but we'll go ahead and throw our bolt back in, and it should slide in right there. Then we will get our buffer here. It also kind of works as a holder for your recoil spring, and you want to make sure that this notch at the top lines up with the notch right there in the frame. And we'll see if that sits there for us, which it did. And I'm just holding this bolt so it doesn't fall out the side while I'm doing this. Recoil spring, you're going to want to make sure that the short side is facing upwards and the long side is facing down, because it's going to fit into this notch right here. So I'm just going to go put that into the little hole I got, kind of angle it in there so it sits in the cutout for it. And I'm just going to pull it back and then set it down in the notch it goes. Now this is kind of annoying, but this extractor needs to go in here. Hope it doesn't fall out, but if you can see, there is a notch right here, and then your extractor is going to sit nice in that little groove on the top of the bolt. So tricky part is getting it to stay in there once you place it, but and make sure you place it with this little arm coming down. It's going to fit into a notch in the very rear. So we'll slide that in, and then if you can see here, it fits in. There's like a wall right here, and then you're just gonna go back until it sits nice into this little groove. And then you're just gonna close it up. Once you get to here, it's gonna stop a little bit because the front of the bolt's hitting the chamber. So just push this back some, slide it all the way in. Your bolt's gonna go forward because it doesn't have anything holding it that little bit open now. And then you are going to replace your roll pins just like so. Push them all the way in, make sure they're in there good. And then you have reassembled your Calico. Everything is in order. That's all you have to do. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any questions or any other information to add, feel free. But this was just a routine field stripping how-to. So hope you guys enjoyed and happy shooting.